to the channel. Today we're in for a little treat, at least in my opinion. We got Philip right here with this Porsche, and we're going to talk about a little bit.
For the people that are snobs, Porsche.
Porsche. I don't know how you say it in German. But,
that's supposed to be the correct way.
There you go. Guten Tag for our German viewers. But just want to say thank you to Philip for showcasing his little ride right here, and maybe you can just share briefly just your kind of relationship.
My grandfather was a lifelong mechanic. Built his own wrecker, built his own dump truck. Then my father went into the military with some knowledge already.
Okay.
Right. And he was a heavy equipment mechanic. Learned how to work on Volkswagens and all of that stuff. So long story short, he came back home, man, and that was his trade. That's what he did. And I spent tons of hours in the garage with him. And that's kind of where my love for cars and where it started. Just learning to fix stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. So my first car was a 1978. That was my first car, and then it evolved to. I always like sticks. This is a stick. All right. It's a 2006 Carrera S. I'm blessed to actually be able to have one. It was kind of a dream. I actually wanted an M3, right?
Okay.
But this came up, and I've got two little ones. And when you get to like the smaller cars, a nice little hidden gem of the Porsche 911 is it got a back seat.
Right.
So my son probably can't see it from the camera, but it's a car seat back there.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a little bit about the cars, man. I know we've talked quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've got some other ones too, but this is the fun one.
Okay. This car in particular, what do you like? What would you say is maybe the pros of this particular model?
For me, my background is in graphic design, so visual, right? I've always loved the silhouette, right? And I think that, to me, the best silhouette, probably obviously a debate, is the 993. This is a 997.
Okay.
But from the factory, I think that's the best silhouette. But I would definitely gladly take this one, just because it's classic, it's big enough, and like we've talked before, it's mid 2000s, it's 2006, it's got 57,000 miles. It's just modern enough, but without a whole bunch of extra stuff, right? So, fun fact on this too, at least from my experience, it's the easiest car I've ever changed oil on to be so low, because everything is in the back.
Right.
It's rear engine, and I back it up to my garage, and I've got like a little incline, get it right on the edge, change the oil, no problem. That's the other thing, by the way, with this year of Porsche. Because again, 997, then it goes to the 991.
Okay.
This is probably the last year you could see the motor, and then also the last year that, and I'm sure somebody will correct me, but for the most part, the last year that it was normally aspirated.
Okay.
Right, because even in the later, the 991s, right?
Right.
Even the non-turbos, they're turbos. And I
Right.
get it, it's a displacement thing and all that stuff, but yeah, man, I think the silhouette, the way that it looks, I'll be honest with you, I think that the way that how fast it is probably third.
Yeah.
Just because, you can only go but so fast. But it's also the way it handles.
Right.
Some of the first car I've ever had that was that's a rear engine. I had Make 3 Toyota Supra. I had a Mazda 323, Mazda 626. I had a few. The Supra was pretty fun. But yeah, it's the first rear engine, man. So it looks good to me, handles excellent, and is sufficiently fast. Right? And it's got some room. And like I said, kids.
Room for kids.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so this is the heart of this car, and for most car enthusiasts, of course, we really enjoy the engine and what type of engine the car has. So maybe you can just share briefly about this engine and what some basic features.
Yeah, flat six, normally aspirated. It's a Carrera S, so it's a couple more horsepower over the base Carrera. I think I'm pushing at 355.
Okay.
It's not direct injection. They didn't do direct injection until 2008, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's just a flat six, classic Porsche motor. In here, done really two things if you really think about it. Fab speed, cleaned up the intake port. Factory one has some ridges in it, so it's a small, it's a simple man's mod. And then can't see it, but also a higher flowing air filter as much as a higher flowing one can be for these. So honestly, that's essentially it. The only issue I've had with it so far is my power steering pump went bad. I was making a bunch of noise, but so far 57,000. I got it with 52, I believe.
Okay.
She's been good to me, man. Changed the oil and all that stuff, but runs good. And then also, if you look at the tailpipes, I did do the boilers. Been pretty happy with them. I would be interested in doing a Fister mod, but I like to hear it in person.
Right.
But yeah, that's essentially it. Back here in the back. Oh, and by the way, it's super dirty. I use it, so somebody might say you should wash it. Yeah, I probably should, but yeah, I use it. It sits outside. That's what
It's not a museum.
It's not a museum.
Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, for you folks at home, personally, actually never driven a Porsche before, or Porsche, but I know they're classic cars, and I know there's like a whole kind of like 911, 911 cult following.
Yeah.
With Porsche, and but I think from a automated perspective, I mean they've done a great job with these cars.
Yeah.
And of course, like they're not. The new model is not revolutionary; it's more like an evolution of the next model. But this is kind of like their thing, right? And they kind of stick with it.
Yep, that's it.
People, would you say like a love-hate relationship with these cars?
Yeah, I think that either you like the way they look, but I think a vast majority of people appreciate the silhouette.
Right.
When it comes to the way it's laid out with the rear engine, what I understand about Porsche and what I've read is you have a ton of grip and then you have none.
Okay.
So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got some really wide tires in the back.
And this is rear wheel
only. Yeah, it's rear wheel only. If it was all wheel, it'd be a 4S.
Okay.
But, yep, just rear wheel drive.
So rear wheel, all the power goes to the back. Give a little look at the tires right there. I think another thing I heard about Porsche too, and is as far as the design language, it's pretty. They kind of stick to. I wouldn't say it's basic, but it's. I think it's elegant, but it's not. Maybe like Lamborghini, it's not like extravagant. It's pretty classic and discreet. Unless you know what this is, you can tell it's a sports car, but you may not know.
Yeah. The GT3s and GT2 RSs and all that, they get a little bit more stuff going on.
Right.
Now I think they still look good too, but they're race cars, right? They're race cars for the street. They also look pretty good, man. Fun fact for me is if I could have any Porsche, it would be a Singer. I'd love to have a Singer Porsche. It's kind of a bespoke.
I think.
Yeah, they're pretty slick.
Is that like a tuning company?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you got any car, would that be it?
Yeah, it'd be a Singer. I'd probably do a Singer. That'd be it.
There you go. You can look it up if you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Is it
and Singer, if you want to give me one,
put in the comment.
Highly unlikely.
Okay, we'll pay for shipping. But is it 911?
Yes.
The Singer? Okay.
Yep. They can look it up. It's bespoke. They start with a 964, I believe, and go from there.
Okay. There you go. If you're interested, look it up. The 911 Singer. All right, we're going to take a quick look at the interior, listen to how it sounds, and that'll be about a wrap for this time. All right, so we're looking at the interior here of the Porsche, and again, this is 2006. 2006. Of course, you got the stick shift, and it's a 6-speed.
Correct.
There you go, 6-speed CD player.
Yep.
Wow, look at that CD player.
A little old PCM.
Physical buttons.
Yeah.
No touchscreen, I assume.
Nah, nope, no touchscreen.
And over here we have the speedometer. What else you got? You got the rev counter.
Yeah, right in the middle. That's classic Porsche. The rev counter right in the middle. The kind of five setup. No screens in the dash, or at least no LCDs, I should say.
Right.
Color LCD stuff. I think one cool thing is
they're cup
typical
holders.
German. It's kind of. I would say that stuff can be over-engineered, but I think these are engineered pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, that is a chronograph. So if you go to the track, it will monitor your time. Pretty cool. Sport chrono. It's part of a package.
Okay. In the back, you got somewhat a functional back seat.
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, there's the
Trying
kid
to
seat.
give you guys a view here.
My wife.
There's a kid seat back there.
She's not that tall, so when she's riding, my son can ride in the back, and my daughter will soon be able to get back there too. So I got a good window of time.
Yeah.
Where I could play around and have the whole family.
You can actually look out the back window.
Yeah. The greenhouse in this thing is pretty nice. 8 pillars are fairly thin, so it's I think that's part of the the design and why they've continued to refine it, the cockpit,
Right.
the way it's laid
I like
out.
it. If you want to put some comments below about the interior design, if you think it's aged well, if you think it's not aged well, I really like. What do you call this again? The display.
Yeah, man.
I really like the layout of that.
Yeah.
I think it's sporty, it's elegant, it's classy.
Yeah.
Steering wheel, and nothing to kind of clutter. Just simple.
That's it, man.
Just drive.
That's it, man. Just drive.
If you were to give any advice on cars in
I
general,
think a few things. Number one, buy what you can afford.
Okay.
Right. And that means that probably wouldn't get like a old Mercedes if my budget could support it. Not knocking them, but
what about Peugeot?
Peugeot. Hey, that's a good one too.
Growing up, Peugeot.
That's right. That's right.
French car.
French. Exactly. Yeah, I'd say get what you can afford. Number one, right? Number two, and this is one man's opinion. I think the perfect automobile is a 4-door truck.
Okay.
I think that you can just do so much. I don't care whether you're a younger guy or an older woman.
Right.
If you got a house, apartment, whatever, having a truck is always useful, without a doubt. So, that's my advice.
There you go. So, buy what you can afford. If you want versatility and utility, don't get an SUV, but get a 4-door truck.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. My advice.
There you go. All right. Any advice you want to leave about life in general?
Yeah. Philippians 4:13, man. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Fair enough.
There you go. Philippians 4:13.
It's my favorite Bible verse.
There you go. Well, I appreciate it, sir. We're going to start it up and hope to see you next time.